Welcome to this channel where you will learn English daily. Let your eyes grow heavy, let your body soften. Let your mind settle into stillness. Tonight, as you drift into rest, you will also awaken. Awaken not with your body, but with your awareness. Because this is a gentle call, a soft invitation to stop wasting the life that belongs to you, to stop giving your time to things that leave you empty, to stop letting your dreams wait on the edge of someday. You are here now, and that is enough. Let the words wash over you, not with urgency, but with quiet power. Let them guide you deeper into yourself, into the part of you that remembers what really matters. You were not born just to pass time. You were not placed here to scroll endlessly, to compare endlessly, to wait endlessly. You are not here to survive your days. You are here to live them. But somehow, somewhere along the path, you were told to wait. Wait for permission. Wait for confidence. Wait until you're ready. But here's the truth. Waiting is the enemy of becoming. Life is happening now, and it's not too late to begin. It's not too late to return to what you love. It's not too late to take your time back and hold it in your own hands, like something sacred. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, let your soul begin to remember the value of your hours, the beauty of your one wild life, and the peace that comes from no longer wasting it. There is a lie that whispers to many of us, a lie that feels so real, so reasonable. We hardly notice it. It says, there's time. You can do it later. There's always tomorrow. But here's the quiet truth. Later is not promised. Later is not guaranteed. And later so often becomes never. We push our dreams to the back of our minds, filing them away under someday. We tell ourselves we're just waiting for the right time, the right mood, the perfect plan. But what we're really doing is building a habit of postponement. And every day we wait, we drift further from the life we truly want. You are not meant to live a life of delay. You are not meant to wake up 10 years from now and wonder where the time went. You are not meant to carry regrets as if they are companions. You are meant to live wide awake. So as you rest now, let this be a soft reminder. The time you have is precious, and what you do with it is the story you're writing. Every hour, every choice, every breath. Do not trade your time for what doesn't feed your soul. Do not give your best energy to distractions that leave you numb. You deserve a life that feels like your own. In the quiet of night, when the world slows down and the noise fades into silence, ask yourself, what am I really living for? Not what you were told to chase, not what others expect, but what you truly want. Deep in the soft corners of your being, are you living for peace, for purpose, for creation, connection, stillness, or meaning? Or have your days become a blur, a routine of responsibilities that feel heavier than your own dreams? So many live a life that isn't theirs, following a script they didn't write, fulfilling roles they never chose, chasing goals that don't bring them joy. And they wake up one day and ask, how did I get here? Where did my time go? But it doesn't have to be this way. You can pause. You can reflect. You can begin again. Even now, in the quiet of this moment, you are being gently called back to yourself. Your life is not a checklist. It's not a race. It's not about doing more, faster, louder. It's about knowing why you're here and honoring that reason every single day, even in the smallest ways. The truth is, you already know. You've always known. That inner voice may have gone quiet, but it's still there, waiting for your attention. So as you rest now, let it speak. Let it rise. Let it remind you of the life you long to live. Not someday, but now. Each day you are offered a gift. The gift of attention. What you give your attention to becomes your reality, becomes your life. But in this modern world, there are endless voices calling out to you. Screens glowing, notifications buzzing, endless scrolling, endless noise. Distraction has become normal. But normal is not the same as healthy. It's not the same as meaningful. It's not the same as alive. You may not even notice it. The way time slips away in tiny pieces. Minutes lost in loops of scrolling. Hours spent consuming, not creating. Days passing without purpose. This isn't about guilt. This is about awareness. This is about remembering that your life is worth more than a feed you don't control, than a routine that numbs you, than habits that steal your spark. Distraction is a thief. It doesn't take everything all at once. It takes it quietly, softly, while you're not looking. But now, you are looking. You are waking. You are remembering that your time is sacred. Tonight, let the noise fall away. Let the stillness return. And with it, let your focus come back to what matters, to who you are, to what you love, to the kind of life you were always meant to live. This is how you stop wasting your life. Not in one big moment, but in the quiet choice to pay attention again. Right now, this moment, soft and still, held between your heartbeat and breaths, is all you truly have. The past has passed. The future hasn't arrived. And yet, we spend so much of our lives living everywhere except here. We replay regrets. We rehearse worries. We drift through hours, thinking of what was, or what might be. But what about now? This moment, this breath, is your life. And it is enough. You don't need to fix the past tonight. You don't need to figure out the future. You only need to return to the present, to the soft, beating truth that you are here, alive, capable, and free. This is the space where joy lives, where peace begins, where purpose is born. because you can only change your life from now, not from what was or what should be, but from this small second, from this clear awareness that you are choosing, consciously, gently, to stop letting time slip through your fingers. You are reclaiming your presence, and in doing so, you are reclaiming your life. So as you drift deeper into rest, breathe into this moment. Feel it fill you. Feel it soften you. Feel it bring you back to the center of your own being. You are not behind. You are not late. You are simply beginning again. From here, the life you dream of, the place you crave, the purpose you long for, it doesn't arrive all at once. It isn't a grand event or a single bold leap. It's built quietly, softly, brick by brick, choice by choice. The life you live tomorrow begins with the choice you make tonight. And often the most powerful choices are the smallest. The choice to rest instead of rush. The choice to reflect instead of react. The choice to turn off the noise and turn inward instead. We think transformation has to be dramatic, but real change whispers. It whispers when you say no to what drains you. It whispers when you say yes to what lights you up. It whispers when you stop chasing what was never meant for you and begin walking gently toward your own path. That's how you stop wasting your life. You begin again with one small mindful step. A new morning, a quiet walk, a moment of honesty, a deep breath, followed by a decision to do one thing differently today. This is not a race. This is a return to your values, your vision, your voice. So as you rest now, let yourself feel the power of the tiny. Let it remind you that even while you sleep, you are healing, you are aligning, you are preparing to live on purpose again. Because small choices made in peace shape big lives, there's a heaviness that follows us when we ignore the life we're meant to live. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand. It simply lingers in the background, soft but unrelenting. A quiet ache called what if? What if you had tried? What if you had spoken up? What if you had trusted your instinct instead of your fear? These questions are like shadows, not dangerous, but dimming the light inside you. They grow when we wait too long, when we silence our own truth to please the world around us, when we keep saying, someday, but never define when that is. You were not born to carry regret. You were not meant to reach the end of your life still holding onto dreams you never gave yourself permission to pursue. So tonight, let's release the weight. Let's forgive the moments you waited too long. Let's accept the times you stayed quiet. Let's honor the fact that you're here now, awake enough to see the road ahead, and brave enough to take it. The life you want, is not behind you. It's not lost. It's not out of reach. It is still possible. It is still yours. Let go of what if and come back to what now. What can you do now? Gently, mindfully, lovingly, to honor the life you still have. Even resting right now is part of the return, because clarity is born in stillness, and peace opens the door to power. Breathe it in. You're not too late. You're right on time to begin again. We often say, "I'm just waiting for the right time." But the right time is rarely something that arrives. It's something we create. Waiting feels safe. It feels like planning. It feels like patience. But sometimes, waiting is just fear dressed in softer clothes. Waiting for permission. Waiting for clarity. Waiting for a sign that it's okay to begin. And while you wait, life keeps moving. Days become months. Months become years. And the dreams you tucked away so gently begin to gather dust. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. There is only this one. Right now, right here, this soft, quiet space you are in. This breath, this heartbeat, it is enough. You don't need a spotlight to start. You don't need approval. You don't need everything to be clear. You just need the courage to begin from where you are. To say, "I may not know the whole paths, but I know I'm meant for more than this pause." You are not a statue. You are not a shadow. You are a living soul, with ideas, with fire, with love still left to give. So release the illusion of waiting. Let go of the lie that says you're not ready. You are ready because you are willing, because you are listening, because you are here. Rest now knowing this truth, that your life is not behind you. It's unfolding, one soft step at a time. And when the sun rises tomorrow, you will rise with it, no longer waiting, but moving. There's something powerful about starting over, not with noise, not with pressure, but with quiet permission. Permission to forgive yourself for the days you lost to distraction, for the moments you dimmed your own light, for the time you spent chasing what was never meant for you. Permission to return to the soft parts of you that the world told you to hide. You are not your past. You are not your hesitation. You are the choice you make right now. And that choice can be different, no matter how far you've drifted. You can always begin again. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to wait until everything feels certain. You just need to trust that this moment, this one, right now, is enough to start. Even if it's a small step. Even if it's just a whisper. Even if it's only a breath, followed by one clear decision to show up for your life again, to stop watching it from the sidelines, to stop numbing yourself from what's real, to stop pretending you don't care, because you do care. That's why you're here. That's why you're still listening. That's why your heart responds every time you hear the words, begin again. So tonight, let that be your mantra. Let it echo in your soul. Let it comfort you as you rest. You can begin again, and you are beginning. Right now, sometimes, we feel like we've lost our way, like life has passed us by, like we've missed something important, and we don't know how to get back. But what if you're not lost? What if you're simply in a season of quiet growth? What if the detours were part of the plan? What if the time you thought was wasted was really preparing you for what comes next? The truth is, you have never been too far gone. You have never been too broken, too late, too old, too stuck. You have always been becoming, even in stillness, even in silence, even in your most uncertain hours. Every step, even the ones you regret, brought you here, to this moment of awakening, to this gentle breath of clarity. And now, you get to decide what comes next. No map is required. No timeline must be followed. Just a willingness to listen to your own heart again, to trust the quiet knowing that lives beneath the noise, to believe that even now, even here, your life still matters. You are not lost. You are returning to your values, returning to your dreams, returning to your power, your peace, your purpose. Let that truth hold you. As you rest tonight, you are not broken. You are not behind. You are simply becoming who you were always meant to be. Softly, slowly, one breath at a time. In this fast world, it's easy to mistake the noise around you for your own voice. But the noise isn't you. It's the pressure to be faster, to be louder, to be more successful, more productive, more visible. But your soul doesn't speak in pressure. It speaks in peace, in quiet, in stillness. Sometimes you need to step away, just to hear yourself again. Beneath the expectations, beneath the demands, beneath the roles you've been told to play. Your true voice is not frantic. It doesn't rush. It doesn't compete. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It says things like, slow down. Rest here. This is not your path. You are enough as you are. You do not have to keep performing. You do not have to keep pretending. You do not have to keep pushing through pain just to be seen. You are allowed to walk away from the noise. You are allowed to choose peace over approval, presence over perfection. Tonight, as the world quiets around you, let the noise fall away. Let the expectations fade. Let the masks drop gently from your hands. You are not what the world demands from you. You are what you choose to give. And when you give from a place of peace, that is when your life feels full. That is when your energy flows freely. That is when you stop wasting your life. Not by doing more, but by becoming more present to what truly matters. Listen now, not to the world, but to yourself. You've always known the way. You just needed to make space to hear it again. Change doesn't have to look dramatic. It doesn't need to come with fireworks or grand declarations. Real change is quiet. It's soft. It often begins with a single choice, made in silence. One choice: to wake up 10 minutes earlier, to take one deep breath before reacting, to say no when your soul is whispering no, to say yes when your heart is longing for yes. One small step away from old habits. One small step toward the life that feels more like yours. You don't have to leap. You don't have to overhaul everything. You don't have to be someone else by tomorrow. The truth is, big shifts are made of small moves. Moves that seem invisible at first. Moves that no one sees, but you feel. They add up quietly. They form a new path under your feet. A path that leads you back to meaning, back to peace, back to self. You may not see it right away, but trust it. Trust that even the smallest act of alignment can change your entire day. And one changed day can ripple out and touch every corner of your life. You don't need to rush. You don't need to panic. You just need to choose again. Gently, lovingly, one step at a time. You are building something beautiful. Not all at once, but piece by piece, breath by breath, day by day. This is how you stop wasting your life. Not through pressure, but through quiet, steady devotion to what matters. And tonight, that devotion begins with rest. Success is a word that the world often defines for you before you even get the chance. More money, more attention, more things. But what if that's not your version of success? What if success for you is waking up feeling calm, falling asleep with a quiet mind, being fully present at dinner with someone you love? What if success is having time to think and space to breathe? What if it's not about the hustle, but about the harmony? What if success is peace? You don't have to chase someone else's dream. You don't have to measure your worth by how busy you are, how fast you go, or how loud your life becomes. You're allowed to define success in softer terms. You're allowed to value depth over speed, meaning over applause, truth over image. You are allowed to live differently. And if that means your life looks simpler, quieter, more intentional. That's not failure. That's wisdom. There is no single path to a good life. There is only the path that feels right in your own soul. So let the world chase more. While you chase meaning, let them shout. While you listen, let them race. While you walk slowly through the moments that matter. Tonight, release any version of success that was never truly yours, and rest in the freedom of creating your own. Because when you do that, you're not wasting your life. You're finally beginning to live it on your own terms. You've spent too much time trying to prove your worth to the world, to others, to yourself, proving that you're capable, that you're valuable, that you deserve space. But here's the truth. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You already are enough. Not because of what you've done or what you've achieved, but because you exist, because you are here, because you breathe. You don't have to keep chasing validation. You don't have to keep running to be seen. The more you chase worth in the eyes of others, the further you drift from your own truth. Your life is not a competition. It is not a performance. It is a gift. And gifts are not meant to be earned. They are meant to be received with gratitude, with love, with ease. Let go of the weight of needing to be more. Let go of the stories that say you're not doing enough. You're doing what you can with the heart you have, and that is beautiful. You were not made to spend your life convincing others you matter. You were made to live fully, freely, softly. Tonight, allow yourself to release that burden. Let go of proving. Let go of striving. Let go of the noise and return to being. You as you are enough. You don't need to shine for the world. You need to shine for yourself. Quietly, honestly, bravely, because your light, even when gentle, is real, and it's more than enough to guide you forward. You don't need to wait for a grand adventure to feel alive. You don't need to wait for a perfect moment to start living with meaning. There is beauty right here in the ordinary, in the warmth of your morning tea, in the smile of a stranger, in the soft rhythm of your own breathing. As you lay still beneath the covers, we've been taught to look for meaning in the big things. Achievements, awards, applause. But real meaning often lives in the smallest places, in the quiet morning light, falling across the floor, in the familiar scent of home, in the way someone listens, without judgment. If you're always waiting for something bigger, you'll miss the treasures hidden in the everyday. You don't need more. You just need to notice. what's already here. When you pay attention, the simplest moment becomes sacred. A deep breath becomes a prayer. A kind word becomes a gift. A sunset becomes a reminder that you were made to feel the world, not rush through it, not numb it, not escape it, but feel it with presence and wonder. Tonight, give yourself permission to stop searching for something more and rest in what already is. Because when you truly see the ordinary, you realize it was never ordinary at all. That's how you stop wasting your life, by coming back to this moment again and again, right here, right now, where life is quietly waiting to be lived in a world that pulls you in 100 directions. Being present is a radical act. It's not easy, but it's powerful. We're taught to multitask, to keep moving, to always be thinking about what's next. But the truth is, life only happens here, now, this breath, this moment. You don't live in tomorrow. You don't live in the past. You live here, and here is where your peace lives too. Every moment you return to presence, you reclaim your life. You stop it from slipping through your fingers. You stop wasting it. Notice the feeling of the bed beneath you, the gentle rhythm of your breath, the stillness of the room. This moment doesn't need to be improved. It just needs to be felt. Presence isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing one thing fully. It's about allowing yourself to truly arrive. And when you do, even the simplest things become meaningful. A meal, a walk, a laugh, a quiet pause, to feel the breeze on your skin. These are the moments that make up a life, not the noise, not the rush, not the pressure, but the presence. Tonight, practice presence, not perfectly, but gently. When your thoughts wander, just return again and again to the breath, to the now, to yourself, because the present is the only place you'll ever find peace, and the only place you'll ever truly live. You don't have to start over in some dramatic way. You don't have to throw everything out or become someone completely different. Real change begins quietly, inside you. It begins when you decide to stop abandoning yourself, to stop ignoring the voice that says, "This isn't right for me. This doesn't feel like me. This isn't how I want to live." That voice is not your enemy. It's your guide. And the more you listen, the more you'll remember who you are under all the noise. You don't have to rush the process. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to choose yourself every day in small ways. Choosing rest when you're tired, choosing honesty when it's hard, choosing slowness in a world that pushes speed. That's how you rebuild. That's how you return. Not with pressure, not with fear, but with love. Love for who you are. Love for the person you're becoming. Love for the path that no longer feels like a race, but like a homecoming. You don't need permission to start again. You don't need perfection to be worthy. You just need to breathe, to soften, to begin from where you are, and trust that every moment of presence, every moment of courage, every moment of truth is bringing you closer to the life you were always meant to live. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are simply unfolding exactly as you need to. In a world that rewards motion, stillness is misunderstood. We're taught to move faster, work harder, stay busy. But stillness is not laziness. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is a strength. It takes courage to pause, to breathe, to listen, because when you slow down, you begin to hear things you've been avoiding. You hear your thoughts. You hear your needs. You hear the soft truth your heart has been whispering for years. You cannot outrun your soul. It will always wait for you in the quiet moments. So don't fear the stillness. Welcome it. Make space for it. It's there that your life begins to speak. Stillness invites you to reflect, to feel, to remember. Stillness helps you stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. It helps you see clearly where you're headed, what you value, who you want to become. The answers you're seeking aren't out there, they're inside, and you'll hear them only when you stop long enough to listen. So tonight, be still, not because you've given up, but because you're tuning in. Not because you're lost, but because you're finally ready to find your way back. Back to what matters. Back to yourself. Back to peace. Let the stillness hold you. Let it guide you gently into rest and into a life lived with intention. What if tomorrow wasn't promised? What if all you had was this moment, right here? Would you speak more kindly to yourself? Would you hold someone's hand a little longer? Would you choose differently? Life becomes beautiful, not when it's perfect, but when it's intentional. When you're not just going through the motions, but living with purpose. When you're not just checking boxes, but choosing what truly matters. You were not born to live on autopilot, to fill your days with noise and distraction. You were born to feel, to care, to grow, to connect, to taste joy in even the smallest moments, like warm light on your skin or laughter echoing through the room. To waste your life is to ignore your power to choose presence, to choose truth, to choose what aligns with your deepest values. Intentional living doesn't mean you must have all the answers. It simply means you begin to ask the right questions. What do I want to feel more of? What am I saying yes to that no longer serves me? What is quietly calling me forward? These questions, soft but powerful, are a compass. They lead you back to a life that feels yours. So tonight, as you close your eyes, let them rest on these questions. Let your heart speak quietly in the stillness, because when you begin to live with intention, you no longer let life pass you by. You shape it with love, with clarity, with grace. And now here you are, still, calm, present. You've traveled through thoughts and truths, through quiet reminders and soft awakenings. You've remembered that your life is yours, that your time is sacred, that your presence is powerful. You've seen that wasting your life is not about resting, but about forgetting who you are and rushing past the beauty that's already here. You've been reminded that peace doesn't come from doing more, but from feeling more meaning, more intention, more connection to the now. So take this quiet wisdom with you. Let it live in your breaths, in your choices, in your pace. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. You just have to return again and again to what matters. Let your days unfold with softness. Let your nights hold you with kindness. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are waking up. You are learning to truly live. And that is everything. Now breathe in, deep and slow. Breathe out, long and gentle. Let your mind rest. Let your heart soften. This is your time to relax, to release, to renew. You are safe. You are enough. You are already becoming who you were always meant to be. Thank you for being here tonight. Now close your eyes, let go, and drift into sleep with peace in your heart and purpose in your soul. Good night.